get my GIF ready for Hello YouTube.
Okay, button pushed. Welcome to Roundtable 66 then. General chat has been recorded for YouTube. Say hi to YouTube. Thank you very much. Weekly maintenance tomorrow at 9 AM. Don't forget. Conan will also be down. Big nose. Conan down in the morning, guys. What can I say? I know, terrible. So anyway, this is our weekly event, same time every Tuesday, where we're going to recap the previous week, which I don't think is much this week, and our plans for the coming week, which is going to consist of rust, and more rust. And after we've done, we will endeavour to answer any questions you may have, apart from Conan. Hour, maybe? Hopefully?
Oh, yeah, so usual Wednesday downtime. We're aiming for under an hour tomorrow morning because we have
a meeting at 10. Yeah.
To do. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, should be fairly quick, and Conan will come up before Odd does anyway, so I don't know, half an hour? 30 minutes? Make a sandwich? Eat?
Depends how much preparation I do tonight.
Sleep, Tula, Chris? Sleep's always good. Okay, so
so maintenance tomorrow morning, 9 AM, servers start coming down at 8:45, and they'll be back up as soon as we've finished the maintenance.
Yes. Hopefully by
we'll be pouring liquid nitrogen into the servers.
Cool. That sounds good. So I was kind of hoping for a few more, but maybe we'll catch them on the rerun. So I wanted to talk about recruitment today, but numbers are very, very, very low. So starting out with thank you for those who have actually put applications in. We haven't forgotten you. There's a few things that need ironing out, and we will be in touch. So thanks for those who have already. And if you haven't seen already, right at the very top of Discord now, there's a join the team channel where you can apply for various positions, but they do go up in rank. So you are meant to actually start as a moderator at the bottom. We get to know you, you get to know us, give you a sort of get your feet wet, that kind of thing, bit of chat moderation, and then move on and up to bigger things if you're up to it and if you want to do it.
So I suppose to go into a little bit more detail about what those roles are.
Yeah.
There's a mod or moderator role. And that's essentially, we're looking for people to help us keep an eye on what's going on in chat and in chatting game, to help us answer tickets that come in, and also to, moderate the chat. And that would involve timing people out if they're causing problems, or they're coming in and spamming us, or generally just being toxic and misbehaving. And then if you had a good reason to have somebody actually banned from the game in Discord, you would need to let an admin know, or a member of staff, and we would then instigate the ban. As Nani said, the idea is you work you up from moderator to admin, and admins and above can actually do bans and stuff like that. The other thing we want moderators to do is to be a little bit more active within the community, participate, and try and answer as many questions as knowledgeably as possible. You'll be talking on behalf of WickedNinjaGames. You'll be representing us. So you will essentially be talking with a level of authority and a level of knowledge. Obviously, caveat that with, if you don't know something, don't try and answer it. Just say, we'll get back to you later, and ask somebody else. So that's kind of the way that goes. The admins, that's kind of that's a slightly more responsibility, in the fact that you will have the ability to act within the game as well, in terms of performing actions, destroying structures, actually affecting what's happening in the game, banning people from the game, and banning people from Discord. And kind of see our admins and the staff members above that as kind of like the fonts of all knowledge. And hopefully they will be able to mentor our new moderators as they come in. Interesting one, Krusty. So that's kind of about the two roles, and we're looking for anybody that's interested in helping out the community. Just apply for them. Tell us a little bit about yourself, answer the questions as best you can, and we'll let you know. Essentially, but it's
Best
open
Structure
to
Destruction
everybody.
was on Saturday, though. It's true. That's the acro fight I told you about.
Oh yes, I figured that.
Some clever dick has built right in the middle of the acro arena, and the acro spawned. Didn't go very
Oh,
well.
that's unfortunate for them.
It was,
I'm
yeah.
guessing they looked at the pillars surrounding the arena and thought, "Oh, this is a
This
cool
is
place to
pretty.
build.
That's exactly what me and Sandy said when we saw it. Yeah. Probably thought this
This
is a
is
cool
pretty."
place to build. Look, there's a perimeter, and yeah, bang. It was, yeah.
Oh,
It was
shame we
so
didn't get
quick.
that on video.
I tried. I was too slow. I was in the middle of something else when I heard about it, and then yeah, it was a scramble. It was funny though. I saw the stream, and it went down very, very quickly. It was just like collapse, gone. So back to the
So
topic
yes,
anyway. Yes.
back to the topic in hand: exploding bases. Oh, if no, um, yeah. So we really could use some help. The community's growing very quickly. We've got new people coming in every day, and we just don't have the coverage or the bandwidth to be able to answer everybody's questions, support everybody, and keep working on the games that we want to host. So any help is appreciated, I think.
Yes. Most definitely. As usual, it's as and when you can. It's not meant to be a full-time job. It's meant to be literally help when you can. You've all seen Sandy and Abyss, and they pop in, they pop out. Same sort of thing.
Completely.
So, have we got anything arc-wise this week before we move on to other things?
No, Arc's fairly stable at the moment. The only thing that I'm still working on with Arc at the moment is trying to get to the bottom of the supply drops not coming down on the center. I think that's going to be a case now of what we talked about last week is we throw a copy of the center on the test server and try various scenarios.
Yes.
I want to avoid total destruction if possible, but that's always a possibility.
So let's not go Armageddon just yet, though.
Yeah, something's wrong, and our attempts last week to fix it, turning the settings off, restarting the server, wiping the dynos, turning them back on again, didn't have any effect. So we'll have to see how far we get with that. Other stuff for Arc is the raidable bases and quests chains. Both of those things are on hold till we've got Rust out the door, just to set some expectations around that. But both of them are very cool. And, that's the kind of stuff that hopefully our admins will be able to get involved in at a later date.
Yeah.
We want people to be kind of working their way up through the roles and eventually be at the point where they're comfortable, running a server or adminning a server themselves rather than always deferring to us. And everybody can have their kind of like pet game maybe, and that's what they champion. Like Cube, for instance, is our all things Rust at the moment, and he has put in a lot of work on that.
Yes, massive amount.
So
Excitement.
yeah, big shout to Cube there.
Yep.
He's helped us out no end.
So if no nothing else out, then we good?
No, nothing else, Arc. We're kind of trying to make sure things are just stable at the moment and are ticking over nicely.
Cool, yeah. So moving on again then, 7 days. So I just wanted to remind everybody again, as we've been talking about for at least 2 or 3 weeks now, easy. 7 days is officially being put to bed on the 1st of September. I don't think it's stable anymore, and until such time that they do the next major update, which is probably going to be Alpha 21, probably won't be checking back in on it. It needs some major overhaul before I would consider it stable. So From the 1st of September, when Rust launches, 7 days, he's going to be taking a nap for a while. And maybe when A21 comes along, I'll have a look at that and see how Darkness Falls plays at that time. See if we can eliminate the problems that have been causing us so many headaches. So fair warning, from the 1st, 7 days to die has died.
Died.
Yes, it's a terrible situation, but I'm sure it'll return. They'll get their stuff together eventually. TM. Further news then, Rust, obviously we've just mentioned Rust is going to be launching on the 1st. It's still on track. Looking forward to everybody pile in at 7 p.m. UK. So if you're still up for Rust, it's still happening. We're going to get some advertisement out there as well. So we're hoping that there's going to be quite a few players on day one. So grab your spots pretty quickly and want to see some fun. Rust is going to be awesome.
Yeah, we'll have some posts going out 7 days before the launch, which is what we were 9 days yesterday, or was it 10?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days. 8 days till the launch.
Yeah.
So we'll have some posts going out 7 days before, and then we've got some advertising going out 24 hours before and running for the first 2 days, along with some other bits and pieces. So we're looking at having a fairly healthy population on our Rust server from launch. I've actually taken that week off of work as well, so I will be participating in the shenanigans, and I'm quite looking forward to it.
I can hear dogs going off outside, so I'm expecting Fred to go in a minute. So, last thing on the agenda this week then regarding games. We were discussing, as we've got most of the Conan crew here at the moment, bring some stuff up, see what people think. So the two things at the moment, first would be building decay. So as people are moving around the map now, there's 18 players on Conan right now. Purges have been starting to happen. We've had a first casualty of that. We've had a first defense. And there's quite a few high-level players starting to emerge now when actually doing a lot of traveling. So we were talking earlier on about, as people have traveled, they're making stairs here and stairs there up the sides of mountains, and there's little bits and bobs being left all over the place now. So far we haven't got any sort of structure decay on, but I think we need to discuss that and come up with a plan. We'll have to have a dig through the settings and see what we can do and what's possible, but that sort of thing is going to need to happen, I think. Still too early to discuss purge settings. We've only had 2 now. I'm still waiting for ours. And then when we've had a few purges, we can talk about sort of tailoring that. But so far, it's looking pretty good. So thoughts on building decay?
From what I remember on the purge setting stuff, we've put it at a level that was acceptable when we last played it.
Yes.
I don't think anything significant has changed. Anyone that's finding purges too difficult is probably moving north too quickly. So I do remember there is a purge zone map, which I will dig up.
Yeah. Maybe stick that in Conan chat. That's helpful.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Here we go. Found it already. Copy image. And for those of you that are in this channel at the moment, I'll just pop it in there, and that'll end up in Conan chat in a minute.
That's it.
So what you're looking at there is the various regions in Conan, and the tiers of the purges that will affect those regions. So essentially, basically, the further north you move, the more difficult things get. You get tier 1 in the green zone in the bottom, so you can safely move in there, no problem at all. Tier 2 is the desert strip across the middle, and then tier 3 is the volcano and ice area furthest north. And from what I seem to recall, the jump from tier 3 to tier 2 is quite significant.
Yes.
More waves, harder bosses, more variation.
That map has changed a little bit. The bit that's in green at the bottom is now a purge-free zone, I believe. They've changed that. That's now Noob River.
Okay. When we last played, it was you still got purged there.
Yeah, just that little bit at the bottom, south of the river, is, I believe, now a purge-free zone. we were sitting just the other side of the river. In fact, that's where we are right now. We're in the same spot we used to be in. There we go.
I
There's some
don't know
good
then.
information. Decay comes down to building maps. So if you only have sandstone and flotsam, it will decay fast. Animal pens will have to be put on foundations and connected to the main base, else they decay in hours. Doesn't quite stop what I'm thinking of wanting to stop, though. If people are going to be leaving like higher end mats littering around later. But it's something we will have to have a look at, I think, is decay. Probably priority 1 at the moment.
I'm pretty sure we had decay on as well, and we had pens out in the open.
I'll have to dig the settings out from the other one.
There's only 2 settings on there. There's a multiplier, an off or on.
Correct, yeah. I don't know what we were set to last time. If you touch the stuff, it resets the timer. Is that stuff mean you have to open every box, or is that just something attached to the base?
Attached to the main base, I believe.
That's pretty cool. So that would work.
That would do what we need it to do.
Yeah. So we'll do some further reading on that then, and then test some settings out and see how we go. Sounds good to me. Yeah, that is another thing that possibly crossed my mind. Are they open to everybody? The map tables that you've placed by all the obelisks, because don't you think that will kind of make people travel to areas way too easily? It's kind of like when we were doing on when we launched Lost Island, or when we launched the new one, we didn't allow people to unlock teleportation. Is that something we want to put into place on Conan? You do, yes.
Well, that's not exactly difficult, is it? Naked, hop on a horse, charge the obelisk, jump off, touch it, done.
Can be done fairly early. But just thoughts. Or use coffee. Coffee's good for everything. Yeah, I know, you do. But still, stuff to discuss. It's just how do we want to shape the server? How do we keep it clean? Because it is getting quite busy now. But other than that, I think that's all we've got this week.
I have played Conan all the way up to the snow and volcano biomes and put quite a chunk of time into it previously. Getting to places was easy, surviving there was difficult. But if you're just talking about smashing obelisks, it's not too bad.
Are they also not going to get purged eventually? If you've got buildings placed up in the north, they will get purged.
Well, the map tables, they're going to decay, even if they are on foundations, unless somebody goes around and touches them to refresh them.
No,
Well, we'll find out.
We'll have to look into that, yes. Touch the
Well,
table.
I don't think there's not going to be much to look into. It's either going to be decays on or it's off type thing.
Yeah. Have a look at the map.
It needs to go on, otherwise you're going to get a load of trash on the map.
Correct, yes.
So, okay, there's some stuff happening in the world of Conan.
There is.
Given that we have a substantial number of players on there, um, there's also the idea that maybe it gets whitelisted for supporters and opened up to the public. It's a thought, but we have to see where it is in like I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks' time or something like that.
Yeah. That was the plan
But,
initially anyway. If they get very
yeah,
popular and people are playing a lot, then no problem with that. We can do that.
but I'm just thinking that while we've got a nice population on there, that will attract more people to play.
Yeah, that was the thought, Krusty. Something to replace it.
Hmm.
It's going to get a resurgence 7 days will anyway when 21 drops. It's just a case of what state 21 is in when they do drop it.
And Conan as well will pick up a whole bunch more players when the new DLC drops.
Yeah. And as for that, Krusty, who knows? It's going to be a suck it and see, isn't it, really?
Hebby's just said something. How does that work? Because the newest update has a battle pass.
Yes, I've heard that.
Newest update for what?
Conan. Sorcery.
Okay, cool.
Until they drop information about what that battle pass actually does, I guess we don't know. Do you have
But
any more?
I would imagine battle passes. Think uh, well, not modern warfare, Warzone. The battle pass is an addition that you can get that unlocks things as you play more. But those things are not um, restricting what you can play with in the game. So you get your battle pass, you get to tier 5 of your battle pass, and you get a shiny gold spear. You couldn't normally get that spear by playing the game. You just get it through the battle pass, but that spear is no better than any other spear.
Yes, it is off at the moment. Okay. I'll have a play when I get in after the roundtable, and we'll have a look at turning it on.
Yeah,
See what it happens.
we
See
we
what happens.
we deliberately left it off because the settings for it were ambiguous and didn't explain exactly how it worked.
I think though it's worthwhile giving some people some fair warning before we do turn it on.
Totally.
Because obviously, if things have got to be connected and put onto foundations, people need time to organise themselves.
Depends how long the decay is, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Yes, it does.
You've got 2 weeks to organise yourself before it blows up. Okay.
That's why I want to dig into the settings and just see exactly what those multipliers mean. Yeah, here we go.
We'll watch that afterwards. Thank you very much, Krusty.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, we've got maintenance tomorrow. We're looking for people to help us out with mods and admins. 7 days is being discontinued. Conan is getting some tweaks around decay time. And we'll also look at when 7 days disappears, possibly opening up Conan to replace 7 days. See how it goes. Docs, we're looking on Arc, we're looking into the problems with the center and supply drops not dropping. And most importantly, we've got Rust landing on the 1st at 7 p.m. It's going to be awesome.
It is.
Don't think we have anything else this week. It's short and sweet, and we've got maintenance in the morning.
We have indeed. So, that being said, thank you for your time as usual. We have been the Wicked Ninjas. You've all been awesome, and we'll see you all next week. Or in 5 minutes' time for some of you. See you later.